everybody. It is another middle class review and it's the 1st of January 2019. So welcome to the new year, everybody. Last time I spoke to you was a little while ago. Must be easily about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But this session, I wanted to save it up for New Year's Day because I've been doing a bit of research, and last time I touched on, I'd be talking about what belief systems are the best to get you ahead, get you into the middle class. Well, I've been doing plenty of research on successful people over the years, and I've really intensified it in the last few weeks in the spare time that I've had leading up to Christmas. Just hard to find, but you make the time. So I'm going to get right to the point. Basically, you want to get ahead. You need more than just a goal. You need a plan. If you don't have a plan, well, then you're going to fail. It's pretty simple. And what group of people are the most successful in Western society? Well, I just had a look at the Forbes Rich List, and I've been looking at Forbes Rich List every year for a long time now, and it always seems to be in the top 400 of the Forbes Rich List. You'll have 60 to 100 of them are Jewish guys. And what do they do that's different? Well, if you want to learn, go and read a book called Thou Shalt Prosper by Daniel Lapin. That's Lapin. He's described as America's rabbi on TV and stuff like that. He's actually British, but he lives in the States, and actually gives you the answers, exactly what they do differently. For instance, in Hebrew language, there's no such thing as the words as retire or retirement. They don't exist. Another word that doesn't exist is fair. I mean, they don't believe life is fair, and they don't believe in retiring. They just keep doing something that they, not always are passionate about. Like Daniel Lapin describes it as, you don't have to, love, for instance, you might love art or something and you become an artist. He said you find something that you're pretty good at and you become passionate about it. That's the secret. Also, they don't watch TV all the time. They might watch a YouTube clip or something to learn something, but read lots of books. Also, in their system of beliefs, it's not a patriarchal system. You wonder why Israel is doing so well economically. They don't have patriarchy. They don't have this authoritarian type system in their economy and even in their military. So you have a mixture of men and women. You have, people all doing their absolute best, aiming to do their best with what they've got. So it's quite interesting when you see Israel. They've beaten neighbours. They might have 3 neighbours who've attacked them in the past. Like in 1967, they had the 6 Days War. Why did they win? They were going up against Muslim countries that were authoritarian, patriarchal. The system is so old hat, and you wonder why Muslim countries have the top 10 refugee creating countries in the world. I mean, these thoughts are outdated. And let's face it, I'm a Christian, and I'm quite happy to look at my own belief set and see where it's slightly outdated. A lot of people in Christianity nowadays seem to think that if you want to be rich or successful or well off, you must have been ripping someone off. And it's almost like a bad thing. And I don't know where they get this ridiculous, outdated idea. Successful people actually create jobs and opportunities for other people too. Look at, Bill Gates with Microsoft. I mean, how many jobs have been created because of him? He deserves to be successful because guess what? He served a lot of people with his products. So quite frankly, I'm going into this year with this sort of attitude. And also, I've learned a lot from atheists. A lot of people, I'm not an atheist myself, but a lot of atheists have that logical, rational thought. Some are just crazy anti-Christian type people, and I think they're a bit too anti this and anti that at times, but you'll come across some who are quite rational and look at logical thought. One book I've really enjoyed reading this year is Nomad by Ayaan Hirsi Ali, and she was a Muslim, she's now an atheist, and just her rational thought and logic and belief in liberation of women I think is just fantastic. And Richard Dawkins, who is another atheist academic, he actually wrote about her. On the cover of this book he said, "This woman is a major hero of our times." Well, what can I say? I've got to agree. Like people who are wanting to liberate women have logical, rational thought, and believe in Western ideals and the Enlightenment. You know, this sort of thing liberates people, and I can't argue with that. So this is the attitude I'm going into 2019 with, is just get out there and have a crack. And I'm even going to do a course this year, something I've been interested in, and why not? Whether it leads to even more wealth or success, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it doesn't matter. And according to a very clever Jewish fellow who's the editor of the Daily Wire, his name is Ben Shapiro, he simplified it best, and I think he's got the best attitude to life. Life is about bettering yourself, so get off your ass, you pansy. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. Have a great 2019. Stay safe, stay awesome.